What we're looking at here is a CD burning robot that I built about 15 years ago, and the way it works is this gadget here is a vacuum pickup device. It drops down until this switch contacts the disc, then it knows it has it. That sends a signal that turns the vacuum on. It picks up by means of this elevator actuator here. It's a threaded rod that is driven off a motor and it runs up. Then there's another threaded rod running right along here, driven off this motor, and when it comes out to here it hits this micro switch, and a solenoid here pulls in and hits the door button. That makes the CD pop out. When the CD tray pops out, the trolley here lowers down onto it. When it gets low enough, this device here comes up to align the CD right in the middle of the drive. Then the vacuum unit lifts up and this falls out of the way, and the button is pressed again and the drawer is retracted. I would actually just run this thing for you, except the monitor that this requires is old technology, and I don't have one anymore. Okay, so here's another thing that I built. This is a Tandem mountain bike frame. The rear suspension goes back here. You can see these mounting points for the rear suspension. The shock goes there. There's some linkage goes on here, and the rear suspension is off on this end. So this is just another gadget that I made. Okay, this here is my Spud gun. This is another one of the gadgets that I built. You notice the end here is nice and sharp. You put a potato up in there and jam it in, and it cuts the excess of the potato off because it's nice and sharp there. This is excuse me, this is the ramrod that rams the potato down the barrel. Then you insert a standard butane lighter refill into that socket there, and this has a piezoelectric spark igniter that lights off the charge, and this thing will it'll knock a hole in a redwood fence with a potato. It's really powerful. Another neat gadget that I built. Okay, and here we have a milling machine that I built, and the purpose of this device is to come in here and cut a slot into this workpiece. This is the workpiece. This was made to mass produce these workpieces, and it's kind of a neat gadget. It's got this four-way vise here, and you can see that there's a power drive going on in there. This is a drill motor with a transmission, and then it hooks up to that drive for this cross slide milling vise. Then there's another one under here to move the mill this way. That one back there moves the mill in and out. This one over here moves the mill side to side. This gadget here, all this, what it does is it makes this go in and out, and that is how this is grabbed. This is a blank before it's done, and there's a wire hopper that sits out here, and this moves out, grabs one of these tubes, moves it in, cuts the slot, and then drops it into another hopper after it's done. So the slot cutting milling machine that I showed you a minute ago is used to make these. This gadget here is called the clamp maker, and the way it works is there's a little slot in the end, and you take a piece of wire and put it into that slot, and then you wrap it around what you want to clamp, and this T-bar draws the wire tight as you spin this wing nut. So this is what the clamp maker looks like when it's all set up, ready to clamp something together. I just got a couple of scraps of wood, I got a piece of coat hanger around it, and this is how it works. You tighten this down, and the wire clamp tightens. It gets tighter than you could ever make it by twisting the wire. And then you just fold this over, and there you have a very strong joint. Let me clean it up by cutting the excess wire off. So there you have a really tight joint. It's holding those two items together, and then if you want to undo it, that's really not very difficult. You just open up the joint there, and the clamp comes apart.